Good morning, welcome back to the channel for another video. So I'm going to give you my quick preview and prediction for today's men's 2024 Olympics final between Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic, a repeat of the Wimbledon final that we saw less than a month ago. Just before I get into looking at the match itself, I think both of these players deserve absolutely immense credit for their form over the past couple of months for different reasons. Carlos Alcaraz, we know, came through and set the world alight from a very young age, but he didn't start 2024 particularly well. He lost comfortably in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open to Alexander Zverev. He then had a couple of niggling injury issues, which saw him miss, a chunk of the clay court season. But from Roland Garros onwards, he's really shown why he's dubbed to be one of potentially the greatest players of all time, which sounds extraordinary to say considering he is only just 21 years old. But for me, he's the best 21-year-old the sport has ever seen. And the form he's shown in the past couple of months when transitioning from clay to grass back to clay has been so admirable and is probably underappreciated, I feel. It's so difficult in tennis to switch from surface to surface, and the way he's done it at the age that he is has been remarkable to watch. From Roland Garros, when he won the final against Alexander Zverev, to then go to Wimbledon and play the way he did from the quarterfinal stage onwards, and then beat Novak Djokovic in straight sets in the final. Now to get to another final in Roland Garros at the Olympics, again, just an incredible achievement. And he's an absolute winner machine at the moment. Looks in the form of his life, fully confident in every aspect of his game, and it looks nigh and impossible for anybody to beat him. But if anyone's going to beat him, perhaps it will be Novak Djokovic. Touching on Djokovic quickly, in his year, he has endured a very tough year. It's only his second final of 2024, other one being Wimbledon, in which he lost to Alcaraz in straight sets. Djokovic has struggled with his knee throughout the year and is still very much struggling as well. Did seem to suffer a recurrence of the knee injury in the quarterfinal match, but thankfully it doesn't seem too bad. He did win in straight sets yesterday against Musetti, but for me, didn't play a fantastic match. I thought Musetti was disappointing and threw away what was a great opportunity to get to a final. Looking at their semi-final performances, well, Alcaraz was absolutely flawless against Auger-Aliassime. We know Aliassime had been in fantastic form, beating Medvedev and Ruud, and many people thought that Aliassime would give Alcaraz a real tough test in a battle to the final place. But Alcaraz lost just 3 games, and I've said it many, many times on this channel that Alcaraz often doesn't play his best tennis, but he's got the ability to really turn it on in the big moments and really take the game away from somebody in a matter of minutes with the style and the ability to hit winners. And when he serves well, he dominates points and rattles off games in double quick time. But yesterday was a culmination of who Alcaraz really is as a player, and he performed at his best from minute 1 to the very end. And when he does that, it just shows you Aliassime's a player in top form. He's a top 16 player. Very good clay court when Alcaraz dispatched him with absolute ease. And with Alcaraz at the moment, when he serves well, I think that's his most important shot because it allows him to open up in the forehand in the open court. It allows him to use his drop shots, dictate, attack the net, use the serve and volley. And he's just such a wonderfully all-round gifted player, whether it's the backhand variety, generating pace or taking pace off with a slice, whether his forehand's going cross-court or down the line. His net play's got such variety, speed, conviction. He serves fantastic, particularly the first serve. He's a real crowd pleaser with his, endearing smile, with his passion to win, with his will to win, his speed, his defence, his counter punching. He's just got every aspect of his game down to a T at the moment, and he's playing incredible tennis. In terms of Djokovic, I've said I don't think he played a very good match in the semi-final against Musetti. He made 23 enforced errors, didn't serve fantastically well. I think Musetti not gifted Djokovic to win, but certainly could have done a lot more. And I think had Musetti played it as he did against Wimbledon, he could have won the second set and potentially went on to win the match. But Djokovic deserves huge credit for getting to this stage. At 37 years old after knee surgery during Roland Garros, to then get to the Wimbledon final was a great achievement in itself. And I said that I don't think Djokovic would have played the Olympics had he already won a gold medal, because he definitely needs a rest. We've seen in the quarterfinal that he was lucky to get away without another potential knee tear. He said he felt another similar pain in that again could have been much worse than what the first one was. So I think whatever happens today, we'll see Djokovic take a rest from the sport, probably a month or two, in preparation for the US Open. And yeah, at 37 years old, to recover from the knee surgery, to go onto the grass straight away and get to the final in Wimbledon, and then 2 weeks later transition back to clay. Unbelievable effort from Djokovic, and he guarantees himself a silver medal, but I'm sure he would love to win gold. In terms of how I think the match will go, I think the 3 sets actually favours Djokovic, which you would never usually say. You know, Djokovic is a player that's been so good over the distance and so good physically and mentally over 5 sets of problem solving, it really digging in vital moments, at winning the big points and winning tie breaks, and outlasting players. But at this stage of his career, when he's 37 years old on the back of knee surgery, up against a young, energetic, brilliantly all-round gifted player like Alcaraz, I think Djokovic has to just try and play lights out tennis for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and hope that's enough to get past Alcaraz. I think the first set, obviously in a 3-set match, is huge. We saw Alcaraz make a lightning fast start at Wimbledon and dominate the opening set, in which Djokovic didn't really turn up. And if that happens again today, then the writing's going to be on the wall from a very early stage. And I think Alcaraz will run out a comfortable winner. In terms of prediction, I think for me, it's very difficult to see Djokovic winning this match. I mean, Alcaraz pretty much dominated that final from start to finish. You know, Djokovic rallied a little bit in the 3rd set, but never really looked like getting into the match. It's still a very quick turnaround, and I think Alcaraz is even more comfortable on the clay, potentially, than he is at Wimbledon. So he's got that in his favour. And I just feel Alcaraz at the moment is pretty much unstoppable. He's got all the confidence in the world. He's beaten Djokovic twice in major finals. So there's not that fear factor there. He's loved at Roland Garros, and he's got all the crowd behind him. He's the talk of the town at the moment, not just in tennis, but in sport. And he's just in such a good vein of form. You know, I've talked about every aspect of his game, but I think more than anything, representing Spain and representing his country and playing for his team and his fans and his people, I think really brings out the best in Alcaraz. He's a real fighter on the court. He's got an immense desire to win. It's an opportunity to win his first ever gold medal on his Olympics debut, and I can't see past him. I can't see anybody in the world on any surface really at the moment that can stop Carlos Alcaraz. The only person that I think could potentially beat Alcaraz is himself. We've seen Alcaraz throughout this year have lapses in concentration, not play his best at all times. And I think if he does that today, then obviously Djokovic has the quality and the experience to capitalise. But I think that's what it's going to take. I think Djokovic needs a poor serving day from Alcaraz, lapses in concentration. Djokovic has to serve and return incredibly well. He has to be aggressive. He has to keep the points short, use variety, be successful around the net, which he hasn't done brilliantly at this tournament, and just try to beat Alcaraz quickly with really aggressive, strong tennis. But I think Alcaraz's counter-punching ability, his ability to serve and return well as well, and dominate rallies and move Djokovic around and dominate him from deep on the baseline and really wear Djokovic down, expose his movement. We know Djokovic isn't moving as he usually does with the knee problem. And for that reason, I'm going to pick Carlos Alcaraz to win in straight sets. I hope it's, for one, more competitive than the Wimbledon final was. I would love to see Djokovic win his first gold medal, being a huge Djokovic fan myself. But I'm going to go Carlos Alcaraz to win in straight sets because I think he's in such amazing form, and representing Spain sort of elevates him to even higher heights, which seems unsurmountable at the moment for any player on any surface. So thank you for watching my preview and prediction video. If you would like to subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. I will be covering lots more tournaments later in this year, and also going out to the Paris Masters in October to hopefully watch these two do battle as well. It would be fantastic to see. I do this YouTube channel to improve my tennis knowledge and video skills, because I do want to work in tennis media one day. And if you would care to subscribe and like the video, it does always help my journey into tennis media. So thanks again for watching. Please do leave your predictions in the comment section below, and I will see you on the next video.